Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Emily Bruce. I'm the minister of this congregation, and welcome to Music Sunday, which is probably one of our favorite Sundays, am I right? Certainly is mine. Thank you to the North River Brass for starting us off. Very happy to have you here today. I'm going to just take up a few minutes for some announcements, and then I'm going to get out of the way so we can enjoy this beautiful service that's been planned for us today. First of all, just a note, there's been a couple changes in the order of service since it was printed. So I'm not going to spell out what they are. I'm just going to invite you to embrace the moment and embrace the joy of change, which is our theme today. That's all I'm going to say about that. You may have noticed on your way in that there's the warrant for our annual meeting has been posted on the door of the church and was emailed out, and it's on the Beal House. That meeting is 2 weeks from today, Sunday, May 21st. So you are all invited to attend and to read the warrant ahead of time. And one of the things we're voting on at our annual meeting is adoption of our new Safe Congregations policy. That was emailed out to you this week. It's a big document, it's about 30 pages, but the Safe Congregations team, of which I am a member, as is Kathy Scully, Laura Sanda, Rich Saltz, and Kara Roth, we all worked very hard all year long creating this policy. So we're going to have a little feedback session during coffee hour today. So if you've read it and you have questions or concerns, please come talk to us. This is an opportunity for us to help you digest the policy ahead of the vote. So please come and join us in the Beal House during coffee hour. There's 2 events this week I want you to know about. The first is on Wednesday, May 10th at 5:30 p.m. is our monthly contemplative worship service, which is right here in the meeting house. Again, that's this Wednesday at 5:30. And the theme for this month's worship is Come As You Are. And then on Thursday, May 11th at 7 p.m. in Sampson Hall, we're holding our free mental health awareness event. This will be led by a mental health counselor, and it's something we're offering to the entire community. So the flyer's posted around, it's been in the newsletter. There's a Facebook event. I encourage you to come and to share with others. The workshop will talk about the signs of stress, how we recognize the signs of stress, how it affects our bodies, and also, and maybe more importantly, how to know when symptoms are more than stress for us and for those we love. So there'll be a lot of time for questions and resources and all sorts of things. So please come, please invite your friends, anyone inside or outside the church that you think might benefit. We'd love to see you there. And that's it. So I invite you all to join me in taking a deep breath in and out. Drop your shoulders, loosen your jaw. Let the weight of the world just slip off your shoulders for the next hour. Your phone, your email, your to-do list, it'll all be there when this service is over. So take another deep breath in and out. And give yourself the gift of being fully present for this wonderful, beautiful service for the next hour. Amanda Pine will lead us in lighting our chalice.
Good morning. I'm Amanda Pine, a member of the Music Committee, and we light our chalice this morning with these words by Betts Weinecke. May this flame, symbol of transformation since time began, fire our curiosity, strengthen our wills, and sustain our courage as we seek what is good within and around us. Now please rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, number 121, We'll Build a Land.
The choir would like to dedicate this piece in memory, honor, and love of Chris Page, a beloved and steadfast supporter of the music ministry, among many other things.
Joy and woe, the tapestry of love. Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and line, threads of joy with silk entwine. It is right, it should be so. We were made for joy and woe, and when this we rightly know, through the world we safely go. Round and around, weaving pleasure and strife, the wheel of fortune spins a tapestry of life in a myriad of colors, deep and bright, the fabric of our souls. Joy and woe, joy and woe, a clothing for the soul divine. Soldier rally, grief and rally, threads of joy with sounds of joy, with silk entwined. Round and around, weaving pleasure and strife, the wheel of fortune spins a tapestry of life in a myriad of colors, deep and bright, the fabric of our souls, the fabric of our joy and woe, tapestry, the tapestry, the tapestry of life.
What is change but the first step into mystery? Here's how Alan Lightman, astrophysicist, novelist, and professor at MIT, sees it. I believe in the power of the unknown. I believe that a sense of the unknown propels us in all of our creative activities, from science to art. When I was a child, after bedtime, I would often get out of my bed in my pajamas, go to the window, and stare at the stars. I had so many questions. How far away were those tiny points of light? Did space go on forever and ever? Or was there some end to space, some great edge? And if so, what lay beyond that edge? Another of my childhood questions. Did time go on forever? I looked at pictures of my parents and grandparents and tried to imagine their parents, and so on, back and back through the generations, back through time. Looking out of my bedroom window into the vastness of space, time seemed to stretch forward and backward without end, engulfing the entire history of Earth. Does time go on forever? Or is there some beginning of time? And if so, what came before? When I grew up, I became a professional astrophysicist. Although I never answered any of these questions, they continued to challenge me, to haunt me, to drive me in my scientific research, to cause me to live on tuna fish and no sleep for days at a time while I was obsessed with a science problem. These same questions, and questions like them, challenge and haunt the leading scientists of today. Einstein once wrote, "The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious." It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. What did Einstein mean by the mysterious? I don't think he meant that science is full of unpredictable or unknowable or supernatural forces. I think that he meant a sense of awe, a sense that there are things that are larger than us, that we don't have all the answers at this moment. A sense that we can stand right at the boundary between known and unknown, gaze into that cavern, and be exhilarated rather than frightened. Scientists are happy, of course, when they find answers to questions. But scientists are also happy when they get stuck, when they discover that interesting questions that they cannot answer, because that is when their imaginations and creativity are set on fire. That is when the greatest progress occurs. One of the holy grails in physics is to find the so-called theory of everything, the final theory that will encompass all the fundamental laws of nature. I, for one, hope that we never find that final theory. I hope that there are always things we don't know about the physical world as well as about ourselves. I believe in the creative power of the unknown, in the exhilaration of standing at the boundary between the known and the unknown. I believe in the unanswered questions of children.
The Change Trees Make by Jamie Pine. It all starts in spring when leaves are still there. Then summer comes, so they stay there. Then fall comes around, the leaves all go. They stay gone for winter. Then spring comes back and the leaves are there again.
We have come here this morning in the spirit of community, carrying much in our hearts. This is the place in the service to bring what we carry and share it in this sacred place. You are invited to come forward and light a candle in silence during the music. If you are joining us on Zoom, you can put a note in the chat and we will light a candle for you. Thank you.
Friends, will you please join me in prayer? Holy Presence, you of many names and no name at all, be with us as we enter this time of prayer and meditation. Hear the prayers on our lips and in our hearts. Help us to witness to those around us, and help us witness to ourselves and our own needs for wholeness in this moment. Help us to seek for the spirit of life that is within each of us, that we might know more fully its power and its strength. Help us to seek for the spirit of life that surrounds us, that we might know more fully our connection to our world. Help us seek for the spirit of life that is within others, that spark of divinity that is visible in every face around us, the cry for justice that calls all of us to act, the web of existence that enfolds and supports us so that we might enter more fully into this community that embraces us today and every day. In the name of the great love that surpasses all understanding, amen. Let us hold all of this in our hearts as we hold a time of silence now together. I invite you all to turn to the responsive reading number 558 in your gray hymnal and join me. Again, number 558 in the back of the gray hymnal, For Everything a Season. I will read the regular type and invite you to read the italics. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to build up, break down, and a time to build up. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to keep silence and time to speak. A time for war. Thank you.
April, come she will, when streams are ripe and swelled with rain. May she will stay, resting in my arms again. June, she'll change her tune. In restless walks she'll prowl the night. July, she will fly and and give no warning to her flight. August, die she must. The autumn wind blows chilly and cold. September I will remember. A love once new has now grown old.
The change has come, and Helen sleeps. Not sleeps, but wakes to greater deeps of wisdom, glory, truth, and light than ever blessed her seeking sight. In this long, low, lethargic night, worn out with strife, which men call life. The change has come, and who would say, I would it were not come today. What were the respite till tomorrow? Postponement of a certain sorrow, from which each passing day would borrow. Let grief be dumb, the change has come.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. And I know we're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La 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 la.
When we give, we say yes to something we value. In this congregation, we take up an offering each week to say yes to the values of our UU faith and yes to this beloved community. Please give as you are able. Today's offering will be gratefully received. Our offering anthem is Healing Waters, a poem by Suzanne Burry with music by Cliff Harden.
River of love, wash over me. Cleanse all the loneliness and fear out of me. Fill my heart so I can trust again. River of love, wash over me. River of peace, wash over me. Cleanse all the hatred and anger out of me. Fill my heart with charity. Oh, river of peace, wash over me. River of life, wash over me. Cleanse all the doubt and darkness out of me. Fill my heart with clarity, harmony. River of light, wash over me. River of peace, wash over me. River of love, wash over me. Oh, river of love, wash over me.
In the Beginning by Dylan Thomas. In the beginning was the three-pointed star, one smile of light across the empty face, one bough of bone across the rooting air, the substance forked that marrowed the first sun, and burning ciphers on the round of space, heaven and hell mixed as they spun. In the beginning was the pale signature, three-syllabled and starry as the smile, and after came the imprints on the water, stamp of the minted face upon the moon, the blood that touched the cross tree and the grail, touched the first cloud and left a sign. In the beginning was the mounting fire that set alight the weathers from a spark, a three-eyed, red-eyed spark, blunt as a flower. Life rose and spouted from the rolling seas, burst in the roots, pumped from the earth and rock, the secret oils that drive the grass. In the beginning was the Word that from the solid bases of the light abstracted all the letters of the void, and from the cloudy bases of the breath, the Word flowed up, translating to the heart first characters of birth and death. In the beginning was the secret brain. The brain was celled and soldered in the thought before the pitch was forking to a sun, before the veins were shaking in their sieve. Blood shot and scattered to the winds of light, the ribbed original of love.
Sorry. Working title by Bethany Lee. When you're writing a poem, sometimes a line says almost what wants to be said, but not quite. You're tempted to just leave it. It takes way more work to rewrite it right than it did to write it wrong in the first place. It takes listening to the lines around the problem, a willingness to let go of the way things are, a lot of wondering how things could be better. But when you get there, to the place that doesn't just make sense for you, but for everyone, you wonder why you ever thought the status quo was good enough.
bows and flows of angel hair, and ice cream castles in the air, and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds' illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
for a New Beginning by the Irish poet John O'Donoghue. In out-of-the-way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time, it's watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing within you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself with the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses that the world awaits you. Please join us, stand if you can, for the final hymn, which is in the Teal book, number 1028, The Fire of Commitment.
give a big round of applause to everyone who made this service so beautiful today. Bravo, bravo. Woo! I believe that is chanting for Tony. And as we extinguish our chalice, may we awaken our spirits to adventure and let us embrace the joy of change today and every day. Shall we? Go with peace.